Hello, fifth graders. My name is Mrs. Becker and I'm the band director from Hudson Middle School. I'm here today to talk to you mostly about band, but to also give you a little bit of information about how you choose a class in middle school. So everybody in sixth grade has to take 6 classes, and you're probably very familiar with them by now. Everyone takes math, science, social studies, English, reading, and PE. But you have 7 classes every day, so you have one extra class that you get to choose, and that class is called your elective. You can choose from art, theater, choir, orchestra, only orchestra if you attend Jackson, Austin, or Webb, or band, and you can choose band at any one of the middle schools in Garland ISD. That's what I want to talk to you about today because that's my expertise. Band is a really, really fun class where you get to learn how to play an instrument. You have concerts, you have competitions, you go on field trips, a lot of really fun stuff, but mostly we spend the first year of 6th grade learning how to play an instrument from scratch. You don't need to know anything about playing your instrument when we start. We will teach you everything you need to know. So if you choose band as your elective in the 6th grade, and I really, really hope you do, you'll be placed into a class with other students that are learning to play the same instrument as you. So if you choose to play the flute, you're in a class that only has flutes in it. If you choose to play the French horn, your class will just have French horns. The only instances where that's not exactly true is if you choose to play the oboe or the bassoon, you're in a class combined with oboes and bassoons. Or if you choose the euphonium or the tuba, you're in a class with euphoniums and tubas. The cool thing about band is that our class sizes are typically very small compared to your regular classes that you'll have in your other subjects. And then we spend most of the whole year learning how to play the instrument. We start from the very beginning with how to sit and how to hold it, how to put it together, then move on to how to make your first sounds and how to read music, which a lot of you probably already have some basic knowledge of how to read music because your elementary teachers do a fantastic job of teaching you that in your music classes. So we learn how to play the instruments in our instrument classes, and then a few times throughout the year, we'll meet after school as a whole combined 6th grade band where we have all of the instruments come together and we'll practice for our concerts that we have in December and in May. And then in 7th and 8th grade, you spend your days in band as a full band class. You're not in your instrument specific classes anymore in 7th grade and 8th grade. Instead, every day you're in a class with all of the instruments at the same time. So now let's take a couple of minutes to go through what instruments can you choose in the 6th grade? What do they sound like? And how do you go about selecting that as your instrument of choice? First, we're going to hear from the instruments in the woodwind family. The woodwind family consists of the flute, oboe, bassoon, clarinet, and saxophone because either those instruments are made of wood or they use a reed to play on, which is also made of wood, or they used to be made out of wood a long time ago, like the flute. So first you're going to hear from Carly Harrison, and she's demonstrating the flute for you. Next, we're going to hear from all of our brass players. The brass instruments are all similar in that they use a mouthpiece that they buzz onto their lips to create the sound on their instrument. In the brass family, you will see the trumpet, which is the smallest, then the French horn, the trombone, which is special because it uses a slide instead of valves to create the different pitches, and then the euphonium, and then the tuba. I hope you enjoy these instruments. A lot of students always say that they want to play percussion. In middle school band, percussion is not just drums. You learn the mallet instruments and all the auxiliary instruments as well. In sixth grade percussion class, you'll spend part of your class period on the snare drum pad and part of the class period on a bell kit. Eventually, you'll play on the school-owned instruments, but you start every day on your own small little instrument bell kit. In sixth grade percussion class, you also learn how to play the bass drum and the timpani and the triangle and the crash cymbals and the suspended cymbal and the toms and the ratchet and tons of other instruments. It's a really fun and exciting class where you get to learn a lot of different things. Now that you've heard what all the instruments sound like, you've probably picked one that you think is the coolest or one that you might really like to play next year in the sixth grade. If that's the case, that's great. You'll just need to come to one of our instrument test drives to make sure that you've picked the right instrument for you. Instruments are kind of like shoes. You see all these cool shoes at the shoe store, but you really don't know which one's going to be the best one for you until you try them on. Instruments are the same way. All people have different physical characteristics like the size of your hands and how tall you are and the shape of your lips and the way that your teeth are formed that kind of make playing some instruments easier than others, just depending on you as the person. So we have instrument test drives where you will come to Hudson and try out some different instruments to let us help you pick the one that's the best fit for you. We'll start with the ones that you like the most first and let you try those. And if they're a perfect fit, then that's great. We'll sign you up for that class right then. But if the one that you think might be the coolest right now ends up being a little bit challenging for you, we'll help you find one that's the perfect fit, that's easy, that will make you be successful right from the very beginning. So I'm going to put a link to our instrument test drive sign up in this presentation as a QR code. I'm also going to send it to your fifth grade teachers who will hopefully be able to email that to your parents so everybody gets the information they need about signing up for one of our instrument test drives. If you're a virtual student or if you just don't feel comfortable coming up in person yet, we do offer a virtual option for our instrument drives. You won't get to actually touch and play the instruments, but we'll get to talk to you about the different characteristics that might make some of them a better fit for you. So I hope to see you very soon signing up for some of our instrument test drives. Check it out on the next screen. I bet you have some questions now. Usually at this point in the presentation, lots of kids have questions. So let me answer some of the most frequently asked questions before we get to the end. First, why should you join band? Well, in my opinion, because it's super fun and awesome, and we have a blast almost every day in class. You should join band because you get to learn something new. Usually our students haven't ever done band before. They've never learned how to play an instrument, so it's new and it's exciting. It's also a place where everyone is welcome. You don't have to be the smartest kid. You don't have to be the richest kid. You don't have to come from anywhere special. Everybody is welcome to be in band, and it's a place where everybody belongs and is encouraged and accepted. Who's going to join band? Tons of kids at Hudson join band. We have almost 300 kids in our band program, and they come from all walks of life. There are boys and girls. There are 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. There are kids that live in Saxe and Garland and Rowlett. We even have some kids that live in Wiley. We have kids from all over. Everybody just loves to be there, and you're going to meet some really great friends that you will have for the rest of your schooling just because you joined band together. Number 3, do I need to know how to read music or to play an instrument? No, you don't need to know anything when you start. However, because you guys have really awesome elementary music teachers in Garland ISD, you're going to already have a really great basis of knowledge when you start that just makes learning your instrument even easier. But you can start from scratch, not knowing anything, and we will teach you everything you need to know if that's where you are. Can you be in band and other activities? Absolutely, yes. We have students every year that are in band and athletics that play all of the different sports. We have kids that are in robotics and students that are in dance and that do taekwondo and that are on student council and students that play other instruments and other activities and that are in rock bands and all kinds of stuff. You can be in band and do almost every other activity that we have at Hudson and that's outside of school. Does it cost a lot? No, it doesn't cost a lot. That fee is going to vary depending on which instrument you choose to play in the 6th grade. Some of our students choose instruments that they provide themselves, and they'll either purchase one straight away or they'll rent one from a music store until they own it. Some students choose instruments that are actually provided by the school because they're really, really expensive, and the school just charges a small yearly fee to use the district-owned instruments to make sure that they're taken care of and maintained and can be repaired. What can you look forward to? Well, you can look forward to really fun classes every day with either me or Mr. Urban or our percussion instructor. You can look forward to playing in concerts a couple times a year. You can look forward to participating in competitions, both as a big group and as an individual. You can look forward to social events like trivia nights and fundraiser parties and lots of pizza. You can look forward to field trips and lifelong friendships that you get to make in our class. It's a really great place to belong, and we really hope that you'll join us. So now that you know all there is to know about joining band at Hudson, what's next? First, you guys are going to get a choice of subject form that will help you pick your classes for 6th grade in probably a week or 2 right after spring break. If you decide to join band, you'll just circle band on your choice of subject form. If it doesn't say band, it might say specific instruments. You can choose one of the band instruments. Remember, it's flute, oboe, bassoon, clarinet, saxophone, trumpet, French horn, trombone, euphonium, tuba, or percussion. Those might be options on your choice of subject form, or it might just say band. Either way, choose one of those if you want to be in band at whatever middle school you're going to next year. Then you're going to want to come to one of our instrument test drives to let us help you make sure that the instrument you've chosen is the perfect fit for you. And there we will give you all kinds of information about how to get your instrument, what supplies you'll need before school starts, and everything else that you might have questions about when school starts in the fall. Other than that, you're good to go. I hope that we have you in our band class next year. I cannot wait to meet you all in person and see your smiling faces. And I just really hope that you will join us as a part of the Hudson Hawk Band.